All praise. Kwame Ashrali, Yabra coming up. Bashar Mashagal Shai. Let's get its words. All right, we're gonna get right into it. All right, so I'm gonna try to not have any delay. We're gonna get started with our study music. Let me turn the volume down just a little bit. My bad. I apologize. I might have freaked some of y'all out. Hope not. All right, be calm, be chill. We're gonna get it. I have some reading to do. I have a good amount of reading to do. All right. So we're gonna open and start right up with saying all praise Yahweh Bahasham Hamashiach Yahushai. All right, it's your brother Karat Zayah Ban Yashrala, also known as whatever thou callest thy brother. All right. So I'm gonna say first let me be sincere and say the water Abanawi Hawa Basham Hamashiach Yahushai. Balukusha Salak Lanawa Khatayim, Wakal Abiyam Khatayim. Wakala Katayim, Kala Yasha Allah, Kala Pa'aim. Yahweh, please forgive the sins of Israel, our father's sins, and the sins of the kings of Israel. Kala Malakim, Yasha Allah, Kala Pa'aim, and the sins of the kings of Israel throughout all time. Yahweh, we know that we come to you with our own sins, me specifically. I ask that you not only please forgive the sins of my fathers, but please forgive my sins and the sins of my Yaladi and the sins of my children. Help them to know the way, to walk in the way, and to do better in the way, to operate in the spirit of truth, unity, modesty. All right, for my Banathian modesty, for my Banyan, for my Sunyan, for my sons, integrity of you, Bahasham Hamashiach Yahushai. And all for the Yaladi Yashala, all for the children of Israel. Yahweh, please allow us to learn your law, statutes, and commandments, your Torah, your testaments, and your judgments, so that we may do them. Bahasham Hamashiach Yahushai, the Wadat Yad. Man. All right, so let's go ahead and get to it. All right, so I'm going to be doing a lot of reading, and this reading does consist specifically of what's directed Lahashapat La Yah. So if any of you know what Lahashapat La Yah, Lahashapat La Yah means the tribe of Levi. Okay. So we're going to be reading specifically for and to the tribe of Levi. All right. Now it's for everybody, but not only is it for everybody, it's for the understanding of our people, because there's rules that we have to live by. There's laws that we are commanded, that we are instructed to live by. And if we live by these laws, statutes, commandments, these rules, these gestures that the Father Yahweh told us to, then what will happen is things will turn out in our benefit. Now, I know it's not an easy road. A lot of times, we just do. We sin, we fall short of the glory of the Most High. Hey, Shalom, Kwame Yasharal. If you're watching this, make sure you share out. Make sure you like, subscribe, do all that cool stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? The objective is we do it for truth. We don't do it for views. We absolutely do it for truth. We don't do it for views. So I'm going to go over my sincerity in this ministry. For those of you who know me, and for those of you who don't know me, I have had the blessing of being able to operate, to being able to minister in different locations for you, praying for you, traveling for you, sacrificing time. It's all for the glory of Yahweh. There's no buts to that. Also, the reason why we do it is because we want to show our people what real life sincerity gestures of men and women who sacrifice their lives for this ministry, what our life and what our walk looks like. All right. So if you can see this post right here, it says the future looks good of our nation. The future looks good of our nation. All right. So if you can tell who said that, that's Zaquan Matatawa, wherever he may be. I know there's Zaquan, he probably don't deal with me and all that stuff. He might deal with me. He might be a very gracious elder and be like, man, you say all that crazy things about you, not my man, cuz man, say your master bitch. He might say something like that, but all in all, just like I love the Zaquanium, I love my peers. You know, it's a national thing. It's not an easy road. I'll just say it like that. All right, so put a 7 in the room if the Nagayana, if the sound is good. If you need me turned down, put a 3 in the room. All right, we're gonna try to adjust it just a little bit. I'm gonna try to turn it down right there. You know what I'm saying? All right, get it at a little bit lower level. All right, for everybody. All right, so the point of saying such as to say is that these men, there's a Zaquan Matathawa down here at the bottom. Shalom to the Zaquan. Yabarakai. How about Shemashaya? Let me see if I can get this. This is an older picture, but that's a Zaquan Matathawa. He probably lost a lot more weight now. Elder ministering out in Ghana. As you can see, these are the that's Zaquan Matathawa in the background. Zaquan Burrito, that's Zaquan by the side of it, that might be Zaquan Barak, because sometimes him and Zaquan Bayemian, they'll have like a similar build, you know. Well, they both slim and kind of tall. So, and then I think there's Zaquan Nathaniel in the back. I can't really tell. That might be Karash. All right, so these are the elders and the officers of Mashra Yashala, the first round pick. You have Zaquan Yakanan, Zaquan Shatar. At the time, all of these men were nominated to be the next officers and elders of Mashra Yashala, which still operate in their capacity. We're just all off in different places doing different things. So this is Zaquan Shatar, elder officer, Yakanan of the tribe of Laoya, tribe of Levi. This is Jeremiah. Please say to Yah for real. All right. Brother does a lot of beautiful music. For real. hold up. Also elder of House of Redeemed Servants. Let me see, what more can I say about him? Source Debate League, just all kind of beautiful ministry. And then we have Shawapar, Shofar Tamim of the Swords of Zion. All right here in Memphis. Not Memphis, I apologize. Cleveland, Ohio. And then we have who is, you know, the main talk of right now, everybody's conversation, which my campaign right now is to say, pray for the man's children, pray for his family, you know, Guerrilla Hebrew, pray for his pitney, you know, pray for his children. Because I know what it is, again, I know what it is to be a minister and to be, you know, dedicating our lives to this truth in each and every other different way we do it. The Most High has used each and every one of these men, including, you know, the person that took this picture. So Guerrilla Hebrew is one of those men that's used, and none of us are infallible men. We all come from that was a day we were all standing on that stage, and all of our names was called. I don't think not one of our hearts was I don't think one of our hearts was not beating hard or fast. I know I was looking at my I think I don't know. Never mind. Anywho, but I don't think any of our hearts were beating, you know, calmly, because this was a big thing that happened, man. This was a big ministry. So at this day, just like we take time to minister and to show, you know, these routes, you know, our brother officer, you know, Guerrilla Hebrew. Now, listen, let me make sure I say this. I believe the scripture says that we're to operate as shepherds. All right. Some of you are just unfair. You're so damn biased. And some of you elders are, I guess, just waiting to see how things work out. Rebuke, correct, and bring back into the fold. Now, that's what I was taught. That's what I was taught growing up. To correct, to rebuke, and to encourage, to correct, to rebuke, and to bring back into the fold. This is what I was taught. Because as us being officers, and officers grow up to be elders, and, you know, prayerfully, some of us grow old. Some of us don't. Some of us die before we get the chance to grow old. But, you know, we have an obligation. Now, I have an obligation to every man that's on this panel, including Guerrilla Hebrew. And the reason being is because whether you all know it or not, I have a love for Guerrilla Hebrew and Shofar and Jeremiah. Please say to Yah and Yakanan. All right, you know, Yakanan will call me Elder. Yakanan will call me. I'm a different type of officer in our rankings. So the point of saying such is to say we are all held accountable to a form of obligation. I want to, and the obligation is the second greatest commandment: loving our neighbors ourselves. I want to say this real quick while I have Gorilla Hebrew on the spotlight for this specific campaign. This video will not be about Gorilla Hebrew. I'm not going to talk about his sexual escapades because, and in my, like Betty Wright said. What did Betty Wright say? She said, "Be a lady in the streets and a freak in the bed." Okay, so that's what Betty Wright said. All right, so that's what I personally campaign for all you mothers and all you women. That's what you should be. All right, be respectful. All right, cook in the kitchen, lady in the streets. You can't show your teeth to every guy you meet. It's all right to be a little sweet, but be a mama with the kids, and you know what? In the sheets, no pain, no pain, no gain, no gain. Yeah. All right. So, everybody has their own things, whatever I may bring into my own household, whatever, Shofar may bring, whatever Jeremiah, whatever Yakana may bring, all of us, we all have to remember this, that we're all fallible men. All right. And we're all covered. We hope to be covered by the blood of Hamashiach Yahushai. And we all are just, like a woman said to me, you're just a man. And I'm like, you're right. I'm just a man, but on top of that, I'm also a man that's trying. So I don't want to kill Gorilla Hebrew's spiritual walk or encouragement, nothing like that. And people, you can't kill me. You can't do that. What I mean to say is I don't want to diminish or break or bring down or anything like that, because in all sincerity, it has been a ministry to where, we've gotten to not only see ups, down, personal developments. And I ain't just talking about me and Gorilla Hebrew. I'm talking about us as everyday Hebrews. We've gotten to see each other's ups, downs, faults, our, issues, etc. So with that being said, I've had the opportunity to be able to be on councils. I've had the opportunity to be, like just, like, oh, I have something to say. Oh, I have something to say. Here's what I have to say in this council, everybody. And with that being said, I do have an obligation to not only speak up, but to operate in just balances, which is my respectful opinion of what the Torah also tells us. And that's what this video is going to be based off of. So I'm going to be doing some talking, but I'm going to be doing some reading. And the reading that I'm going to be doing is going to be in your benefit, because it's laws, it's cultural agreements that we all came into. I've been studying slavery in the 1800s for our nationality, our culture, the Israelites. And we've been broken worse than what you all think. You have to go back and hear it from the hands of a white man that wrote it. And I was like, yeah, I seen what happened to these people. These people are obviously the Hebrews, and this is what's going on to them. And they're completely dumb, but we feel bad for them. So you got to go back and read these narratives. So since I've been studying these things, I have a passion for, the whole, everybody has their own fantasy. We should not give the daughters of Israel. We are not to have threesomes with the daughters of Israel with other men. All right. Now, somebody might say, well, why you say other men? That's a strange choice of words. Okay. Well, I say other men because in a person's individual household, in their bedroom, you can't give them rules on how to govern their sex life unless their sex life is violating Torah. So if a man is lying with his wives, both of them at the same time, and they're not biological sisters, thou shalt not lie with a sister and her, a woman and her sister, a wife and her sister the same day to vex her. So we teach people, don't have threesomes, menage a trois with your wives, because it could vex one another. It could vex each other. But at the same time, it could be an example like, well, hey, she wants to have a sister wife in the room with her to help stimulate her husband or her. Yes, this is a mature video. We're going to be mature. We're not going to be vulgar. There are instances where ribs say, I want help in the bedroom. And we can't be shy or coy about that. There are instances where women have low libido and they say, when I came into the world, I was a lesbian and I don't want to have any lesbian interactions, but I want to see my husband be satisfied by my sister wife. I know of these situations, not to say I've went through them, but we went through councils. We've talked to friends and families. We've talked to them about visual aids. We've talked to them about pornography. We've talked to them about toys. We've talked to them about what are sexual parameters as being practicing polygynists. Because if it wasn't lawful, I wouldn't do it. I knew it wouldn't be an easy road. But I also knew that I wanted children, and I have children, and I praise Yahweh, and I'm so grateful. I love my Eladia. They got to see everything, and they got to learn everything. And it's always going to be there. Now they have the choice to operate in it. So the point of saying such is to say, you know, you know, we've had the blessing of being able to see each other grow up in this truth. So this is one of those examples to where, yes, I am a peer of some of your elders. All right, you might not know of me. You don't know me. I'm just a floor sweeper. I just set up the tables and I hey, hi, shalom, double honors to your father, double honors to your mother. Bye, 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 bye. But I am a lot of your elders' peers, and there's going to be a new generation of Israelites growing up. Now, since we're talking about that, I am not a peer to this man on this video. This is not my peer. This is my Zaquan. His name is Zaquan Barak. All right. He is the elder of a lot of Israelite community schools. He is original One West OG. Salute. One West alphabet. Why you gotta disrespect One West? We the best. I ain't even, if anybody hating on the address, One West, the School of Philosophy Doctrine, go suck an egg. We're not dealing with that right now. This elder right here has put in more years in ministry than I was born. So when I seen Zaquan Barak being slandered by our brother who was upset at the time, the brother went back, he took the video down, he blocked the video. But the issue is that, you know, this this pattern of and this is what this is what I heard about me, so I'm not gonna say that. This I was here with you when a lot of these things went on, and we have to set a better example for Levites. All right, why do I have this screenshot? Because a lot of Israelites have a lot of things screenshots, just like a lot of people got screenshots, you know, on me. You feel me? There's screenshots for everything. All right, there's and I've pretty much talked about my issues. So if you want to screenshot it, you're just going to help bring out, you know, better teachings. So let's get it. All right. So I have the screenshot because I couldn't believe what I was hearing at the time. This is one of those things. It's like Gorilla Hebrew did the video, and then after Gorilla, it was 5 hours. And then it was like 5 hours of, you know, slandering one of our elders that everybody always has his back. Everybody always got Gorilla Hebrew's back, including me. I've been on councils where I'm like, yo, you know, and then the brother, you know, I've heard what he said. The brother don't like dealing with me because I throw little shots and stuff. Brother, you throw shots too. That's what we do. We snarl at each other. We lions. I'm from the tribe of Judah, homie. I mean, you claim you from the tribe of Levi. You claim you from the tribe of Levi. So I've always repped you as lawyer. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But we're gonna talk like that. So you throw your little whoopty way, I throw mine. We're gonna do this. We're gonna build, and somebody's gonna learn. And now I'm not talking to Gorilla. Now, the times when I am talking to him, I'm talking to him. But right now, I'm going to shift my attention from my peer, Gorilla Hebrew, to the rest of the students and the rest of the Levites and the rest of the young men and the women that are listening. There are a couple things I'm going to talk about specifically. One, it's not okay for men to be pegged. All right. If you've had a sexual fantasy in the past, you have to let that go and find something else that you like better. Try licorice root. All right. You know, you like to be pegged. You're like, hey, I got a feeling. I want to feel this feeling. Go buy a whole bunch of licorice root and chew on it until you get a different sensation. All right. Are you a heavy smoker? Licorice root. You a heavy drinker? Licorice root. Whatever. Just find a substitution for whatever that thing was that was working to destroy you, which is something I need to do too. I need to fast myself. So we're going to get into this real quick because the video that was put up by Brother Gorilla Hebrew at the time, of course, I'm glad that he took it down, but, you know what I'm saying? It was like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I believe the situation was worked out. All right. With the Zaquanium, they said, oh, yeah, no big deal. We get over. All right. They looked over. And I pray that the Zaquanium pop up from out of somewhere, including the House of David, including LOZ, which those are my Zaquanium. One West salute to Zaquan Shalamah and also Zaquan Kahan. Yabraka Kum Yahweh Shama Mashiach Yahweh Shai. Shalom Zaquanium. Shalom. 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 So those are my priests and my elders. But also the rest of the Zaquanium and Yashar Amans too. Are we not still living men? What? Just because I got what? Oh, you ain't never heard nobody got put in the barracks? You ain't heard nobody got set in the hole, and the whole time they was in the hole, they beating on the wall making music. I'm still alive. I'm an officer. I'm still alive. I'm just over here in the hole. The point of saying such to say I'm still gonna do my job. When Gorilla Hebrew did that video, the 5-hour lying rebuke on Zaquan Barak, which I praise y'all, they got past that. I hope pray got past that. I was looking, I'm like, yo, why you lying on Zaquan? You know, woo, you talking about this, that. The scripture was brought out. All right. For as a man's mind is sometimes, this, I apologize, Salaklia. I just jumped into reading. So this is the chapter in Sirach that's talking about a counselor. Okay. All right. So when you're looking at the subject of a counselor, the reason why it was being brought out is because he's saying, my elders are hating on me. They want me to sit down because they don't want me to operate because they know the Lord is using me and he put me over them. No, Negro, we wanted you to sit down because of a different reason. And it wasn't even all like that. It was something else. Maybe talk about it later. All right. But the sit down department is really special because you got some men that the floor is swept up under them. The rug was pulled up from under certain men. Some men are putting a box in the hole and they jumped and all this other stuff. And then other men, it's like, the scripture says to envy not the and it's not an envy thing, but I keep thinking about the end result of the scripture. Envy not the reward of the wicked, for you shall not know what their outcome shall be. You know what I'm saying? The prosperity of the wicked. You know what I'm saying? Envy not it. One of the things that bother me is unjust balance. Fair is fair. Fair is fair. Martha Stewart got like 6 months in county, 2 months or something like that. Stole millions of dollars from people. And then you have Bruce that was in prison for lesser crimes. The Most High hates unjust balance. If we're going to call ourselves Yashar Alim, we're going to call ourselves Levites. The only thing that makes us set apart and different from everybody else is keep Yahweh's law, statutes, and commandments and his judgments. A lot of you baby brews haven't been taught. That's my job. I'm here to teach you what my elders and officers taught me. So we're going to look at a few things. For as a man's mind is sometimes want to tell him more than 7 watchmen that sit above in a high tower. I hate it when this brother used this scripture. And I'll tell you why, because it's like the scripture says a proverb in the mouth of a fool is as useless as a limp leg. And sometimes people use scriptures for their own benefit. See, this was the elders, and I knew something in my head was telling me that, that they trying to hate on me and it's all this foolery, and they sitting on a high table. Do not them men sit on high seats? Come on, man. I was here with you. We were here operating Zaquanium, Shatadium, being caught slander together. Negroes called me MYMG. You know what I'm saying? This one, FOPE. You know what I'm saying? Salute that brother. He said, that brother right there said he got upset at me because I told him not Sakari, but what's that brother's name? Sarnetta tore him up. Sarnetta tore him up. So he ain't want to talk to me no more. He's like, oh, brother, I'm not gonna agree with you, FOPE, man. I'm not gonna agree with you, FOPE, man, just because you think that, you know what I'm saying, I should know. No, Sarnetta tore him up because Sarnetta asked him a question. Why couldn't the Most High defeat the chariots in the book of Joshua chapter? I think it's chapter 2. Why couldn't the Lord defeat the chariots? And can the Lord do anything? Mr. FOPE, man, said, yeah. He hesitated something. And it's like, we understand you couldn't answer that question. As the scripture says, put your hand over your mouth if you don't have an answer. All right. A wise man holds his tongue knowing his opportunity. But we never say that Yahweh could not do something. And that wasn't the whole thing. The whole thing is that it's like, if you're not prepared with the scriptures, which we never really are, we just hope the Holy Spirit gives us answers. But, study to show yourself approved, workman, diligent workman need not be ashamed. So if you're not prepared, it's okay. But don't be like overly confident like we got all the answers, because we don't. Just be sincere. So the brother got mad at me because I'm like, Sarnetta was in your head. Sarnetta was hitting you with questions that you should have had the answers to. And it was like, all right, were you against me? And I'm like, no, I'm not. I will say this though, these Zaquanian that's on this picture, you got ISUPK, of course IUIC, of course LOZ, salute to the Zaquanian, of course Marshall Yashala. This is like supposed to be a slandering poster, but it's really Zaquan Parazah, Zaquan Kahan, Zaquan God, Netanyahu. Zaquan Johanna, General Johanna. All right, of course, and then we coming on down to the rest of Zaquanium. Hey man, this is one of the most beautiful elders right here, man. Zaquan Hashar, man. Zaquan Hashar is such a beautiful Zaquan, man. That elder blessed me, man, and corrected me all in one note. Every time I see the man, you know what I'm saying? He like, yo, you don't even know, son, and he dropped some jewels and he just leave me soul shooken. And then when you meet Hashar, like he's just like this dump truck of a man, like this beastly elder, you know what I'm saying? And when you see him teaching, it's like, wow, just so powerful. But when he speaks to you, it's so compassionate. It's like, All praise, man. The waters, Zaquan. So, Zaquan Hashar, salute to you. One West, salute to you. Of course, Zaquan Zabak. All right, Zaquan Danya Allah, Lions of Israel. All right, there we go. We back up. Okay. So, luckily we had an internet interruption issue. Apparently, there's been a lot of that going on. All right, so we had an internet interruption issue. All right, so again, we should be able to see it. So let's get back to it. Uh, so while we're outside the summit, you know what I'm saying? So I'm noticing that the brother he's got this drink in his hand. All right. I'm like, okay, and I'm smelling it. All right, you're a little bit libated. So what we had to do was we had to continue keeping company. We had to continue keeping security. And again, here go the salute to the Zaquan Kahan. Man. Salute Zaquan Kahan, man. So that's our Levite brother, Zaquan Kahan, of course, our other Levite brother, Gorilla Hebrew. All right. So salute to the Kahania, man. Man, I miss that ring so much, man. Man, I miss that ring so much, man. I mean, it's a vanity, it's a thing, but it was something that all the Zaquania, man, the Zaquania had. Ah. All right, so So salute to Zaquan Khan, and I'm gonna be speaking about Zaquan Khan because Zaquan Khan and a lot of the LOZ members are from the tribe of Levi. They're from the tribe of Laya. So with them being from the tribe of Laya, with them being from the tribe of Levi, what they have going on is they have a lot of responsibility with dealing with the teachings, with dealing with the palalium, dealing with the prayers, with dealing with also teaching the rest of the children of Israel how they're supposed to be conducting themselves, man. Is that Big Yaquam? That's Big Yaquam. Shalom Yaquam. Oh, that's the big homie. Man, look at all these beautiful young baby brews, man. Oh, man. Wow, look at that. Shikari in the building, man. Ah, wow. The future of Israel is looking bright, man. Hallelujah. All right, so oh yeah, that's Big Yaquan, man. I love you, big homie. Yeah, that's the homie, man. Yaquan. All right, so point of looking at everything and saying such is to say, as a nation, we minister, we operate together, we help each other. All right. So again, this is me as Zaquan. This is Zaquan Matatwa. All right. Of course, me, Gorilla Hebrew, and a lot of other elders, Zaquanium. All right. So when we come into this life, we come into this walk star, this lifestyle, this walk, this way, we find out that there's rules. There's rules to everything. There's rules to your contract. There's rules to your school. There's rules to everything. And there's also rules to pertaining to if I am a priest. Some of you have Levite friends, Haitian friends, now, which I do teach. I do participate with the doctrine that the Haitians are the descendants of the 12 tribes of Israel. I do teach that. All right. If you have a problem with that, please don't be upset at me. Just understand why. All right. So we have a teaching, and the principle is if, with these men being from this stature, being from this tribe, this nationality, this culture, they have a responsibility also. And their responsibility sometimes it's not shown to them, sometimes it's not taught to them. But that's what we're here to do today. All right, we're here to go ahead and show a couple doctrines, and these doctrines are very helpful because what they do is they keep us in a safe place. Now, this is where we are right here. All right. We're going to read from this document. It's called Community Rule. That's a 1QS. All right. 1 Qumran Cave. Okay. So we're going to read from that document. And within this document, what it does is it helps to show us how we as a nation are supposed to operate. Now, it's called Community Rule because the community was a community of Levites. So that's why we're looking at this, because we have other Levites, not only our peers and our brothers, but we have other Levites that are going to be coming up and having to go through the same exact struggles, the same exact issues, whether it's one sexual deviation or a different sexual deviation, whether it's them understanding that no, we can't be married to any kind of woman. We have to be set apart. We have to teach our children to be pure, to be virgins. But if that's not being taught to the officers and to the young men and women by the elders, then I tell you all right now that there's utterly a fault amongst us. There's a fault amongst us. And the fault is that some of the perspectives are, is too much, not Nickelodeon, but too much drama, I'll say. It's too much, drama. What happened with the brother and the information that came out was very hurtful. And I don't think it should be swept under the rug. I think it should be dealt with exponentially. And I think it should be checked on. And I think there needs to be a routine in the curriculum. And there needs to be counselors. And the man needs to do exactly what he said he's going to do and sit down, hand over the school to Sakari. I personally think, Sakari should be disbanded. I've never, I just think it should be disbanded, but, some people might be like, no, we're going to continue on in the name, short dagger Negroes. But that's their thing, man. Do that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't claim Mary Set. I was like, no, I'm not doing. I can't get down with the peach fuzzes. I can't do them. I can't get down with the back doorers. I can't do that. I know about they set. I know about they lit. I was like, nah, I can't do that. I know a couple homies from that side over there. Yeah, they're from that side of the tracks. But it's like, yeah, I know, man. My OG, he whoop de whoop de whoop, but I ain't like that. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, all right, cool, all right. So the point of saying such is to say, for these young men, they still have to have the opportunity to learn because there's so much that they haven't seen that we still haven't seen and or been shown. But there's a lot that's in front of us that we can see today. All right. And these things that I want to share today, we looked at a few of them yesterday. This right here is called the Judean Discovery Scrolls, also known as the Dead Sea Scrolls. Now, the Dead Sea Scrolls is an artifact that was found in the ancient language of Paleo Hebrew, as some of you know is Lashawan Kodash. All right, some of you might say Loshan Chodesh or Holy Tongue. All right. But the point of saying such is to say, if these are rules, guidelines that were given to us by our grandparents, by our forefathers, by the original Christians from back in the day, shouldn't these be the rules that we should keep today? They should be. They absolutely should be. My bad. I busted a yawn. I forgot I didn't go to sleep till 4 o'clock in the morning. My bad. Oops. All right. So while I was on my campaign today, while the Most High had me on the slave ship, these are some of the things that I was looking at. I'm going over these images. I'm going over accountability. I'm going over friendships. I'm going over, I'm going over these things, and it's making my head say, you know, one, what we seen was disgusting. It was nasty. It was the worst account of sexual deviancy. And you talking to Mr. Crumworm over here, Mr. Isaiah Yashala, Mr. Ooh, his wife is mad at him. I can do this all day. I can do this all day. You talking to this guy. All right. So what we seen was depravity on a different level. But is it any other level than what you already currently doing or what you currently going through? It might be, yeah. Some people, I'm gonna say, yeah, it's different. It's different. It's different. So I heard a couple different things. One was give a sincere and stern rebuke, which I think that's just what we're gonna have to do anyways, because that's what's happening. That's the Father's will. The other one is also to teach outside from that, to correct, rebuke, and bring back into the fold. When we look at that principle of bringing back into the fold, that bring back into the fold sometimes means that we have to be sent away, like I myself. We have to be sent away. Sometimes we get set up. Sometimes it's not a setup. Sometimes it's just like, oh, you know what? This is what this was. And oops, your dirty laundry, my dirty laundry is showing officially. All right. My dirty laundry. So, and that's what happens. So, in the beginning of this video, I showed a very small pattern of just interactions and ministries with my fellow peers. Gorilla Hebrew being one of my fellow peers. So when we're looking at this situation, we have to take into consideration that there are many women, there are many men that can and will be affected by it. And in the process of how can we affect those people that are affected? If somebody comes and they say, "Hey, listen, I was hurt," we shouldn't be always just like, and I'm listen, I want to make sure everybody know I'm not defending nothing this way. I'm not defending none of that. But what I am saying is that if somebody comes in and say, "Hey, I've been hurt," then one of our obligations is to say, "Well, who hurt you? How were you hurt? What happened? When was it?" One of our obligations is to really try to fix and find an ailment to the issue. And trust me, y'all, I've caused maybe more problems than I've fixed. I forgot I went to sleep at 4 a.m. I jumped on here. I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm fired up. I'm ready to teach. I got all this information. Oh yeah, I got this lined up." Man, I forgot I didn't go to sleep for like 2 hours. That's funny. All right. So anywho, so we can't get wrapped up in the what it is that's currently going on. We have to look at, what am I gonna do? What are we gonna do? How are we gonna help others that's in this situation, not only currently going through it, but people that's being affected by what they see and what they hear right now? What can we do? Well, one of the things that we can do is we can show everybody what does the law of Yahweh say. It's not just about Gorilla Hebrew and his sexual preference. It's about what does the law say about the sexual preference of a Levite. Let's take Gorilla Hebrew out of it. And let's just look at the tribe that he represents. Let's look at the high status of the tribe that he represents. Let's look at the glory that that tribe comes with, and let's look at the responsibilities and accountabilities of that tribe and their purity. That's what we're looking at. Now, brother told me one time, he was like, this situation is your fault. Ooh, man, I just be going. A brother told me today I need to eat. I was like, yeah, that's a good idea. And I actually ate and I enjoyed myself. And I probably should get some sleep. But the brother said to me, it's the situation that you get yourself into. I want you to listen to the song. The song is Michael Jackson's Man in the Mirror. And I was like, nigga, I'm not listening to Michael Jackson's Man in the Mirror. Where are my daughters? That's what I was on. I'm not listening to that song. What I'm listening, I heard, man, I'm gonna tell you right now, I appreciate you, the water. What a wonderful suggestion. I'm not about to listen to that. And today in my head, I'm like, I should go back and listen to Michael Jackson's Man in the Mirror. That's what I'm thinking today. That's what I'm thinking today. What I would like to see is a teacher. It's a bed right behind me. I'm about to be sprawled out and I'm about to be doing pillow angels. I'm about to be, and I get goofy when I get sleepy too. I can't help it. I lose all of my marbles. All right, so forgive me. I get if I offend you, I apologize. I get goofy when I get sleepy. So, point of saying again, such as to say, what I would like to see happen out of this is if you know of a person that's been molested or raped, a woman, and she comes to you and say, I was molested, I was raped. What we want to do is we want to find scriptural and emotional and mental help for that person. But there also does need to be a setting apart, a purifying. And that's what I want to petition, not only for Gorilla Hebrew, but for us, for all of us. I have things I need to fast from. For those of you who don't know, since we confessing things, I got certain stuff that I struggle with that I battle with too. One person's vices and another person's vice, and me not getting enough sleep is a part of it. All right. Sometimes I procrastinate. Sometimes I try to do too much, and I neglect. I neglect things like returning phone calls or going to sleep. There's other things that have to do with everybody's own issues. The point of saying is such as to say, when you find out what those issues are, you can literally go to the scriptures and find out how can I use this scripture to fix me. If you don't look at the instruction manual, you'll never understand how to properly operate us. So there's a few scriptures that was brought up yesterday, and I really want to encourage everybody to continue and go forward in them. Now, for my own mental sake and for my own mental state, I'm actually gonna crash. I didn't know that I was gonna fall asleep. I didn't know that I was gonna start this video and then be like, oh yeah, by the way, so I guess I'm gonna say it wasn't meant to be for me to speak on it. At this time, maybe not at all. But it is gonna be. I can't talk. I can't keep talking about Gorilla Hebrew. I can't do it. I can't. Just like I can't keep talking about the OASP. I can't do it. I don't care about the man's sexual preference. I think it's gross. I think it's disgusting. I have a hard time looking at you the same, just to keep it 1200. But I won't have a hard time loving you the same. It's just like, all right, just gotta keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? You like to eat Wrigley's bubble gum, and I like to eat Big Red. You know what I'm saying? So the point of saying that is to say, you know, these things amongst us, not only once they come to light, they got to be addressed, but I won't be able to stay on it. We got the Pesach coming up soon, and then we have our history, we have our proof, we have our documentations that the brother brought himself. So now what I would like to do is focus my time on how can I help Hashapat Lawya? How can I help the tribe of Levi? And I think a beautiful and powerful way of doing that is to get the Levites to hear readings that they have never heard pertaining to how we're supposed to operate. And some of that is going to have to do with our sexual. continency, our sexual continency. All right, as we can find in 1 Corinthians chapter 7, least not Satan tempt you for your incontinency. So if incontinency means lack of continency, we want to have continency. We want to have sexual self-control. So that goes for men, women. I can't stress this enough. When we come to these laws, when we come to the prophet parts of keeping the Most High's instructions, when it comes to the gospel parts, when it comes to the parts of the community rules, when it comes to these parts, you really got to listen to them over and over, because you will hear one verse and then you'll hear it again all new another time. So this word really is a ramah. It really is a living word. And if you take time to listen to the community rules over and over, you will find things where it's like, you know what? I don't want to do that no more, because I don't want to be violated. And y'all know what the violation for the community rules are? Is Guerrilla Hebrew's worst fear is being exiled. But the exile only lasts for a little bit. Once you get into prison, it's bad, but at least, what I'm saying, you get it figured out, brother, sister. How'd you get in here? Nigga kicking and screaming. How'd you get in here? Did you walk? But did I do my time? I'm still doing my time. I'm still doing my time. I'm still doing my time. And the reality of it is everybody got to be held accountable, especially if you call yourself a chief high priest. All right, I would have did a lot more broadcasting today and getting the thoughts out, but my phone was asleep on the majority of the day. I don't like to say my phone died. I say my phone was asleep, because if it died, it ain't coming back. I got a couple dead drawers with phones in them. Excuse me. I got a couple dead phone drawers, but so my phone fell asleep. So I was like, oh man. But I would really love to get these thoughts out. All right. I do know at this time that I'm tired, and my go forward spirit in the ministry tells me to keep going. But if I don't rest, then I won't be able to teach coherently. All right. The principle that we're going to come from is going to come from the Judean Discovery Scrolls, which is also called the Dead Sea Scrolls. The section is called Community Rules. You're going to learn how the men of your government are supposed to operate. Judges, officers, elders. If you don't see me operating these parameters, you can pull out this book and be like, brother, you off. You can pull out this sapar, this book, and be like, brother, you're not doing your office, your job. Don't tell me based off your feelings. Don't tell me based off your opinion. Don't do that. Show me based off this book where I'm off at. And that's exactly what we're going to do. And we have been doing. So another thing we're going to do and have been doing is we're going to look at the Levites. All you young Levite brothers, you got to learn something different. You got to learn something better. I know I'm sleepy because I said different. I didn't even say different. Like different is like DIF. I think I said DRFRNT. I was like, you got to learn something different. So you young Levite brothers and sisters, you got to learn something different. I would love to know a Levite brother. I would love to know a Levite sister, man, and just go over it, with the laws, the prophecies, the things that's not taught, because everything is in the scriptures. But did you also know that you have such writings like this? Look, this is beautiful. This is what I want to read to you. Outside from me, wearing glasses, I am tired, and I don't want to not teach you correctly. So so with that being said, this is beautiful. Some people may have an issue with this, a dispute with this, but I like it because it was written in our language, Paleo Hebrew. I like it because John the Baptist, cousin of Yahushua HaMashiach, he was of this sect of Levites. So Josephus and John the Baptist, which were both Levites, they knew about these oaths. They knew about these pledges. They knew about the structure of how the Levites was actually supposed to treat each other. I'm sorry, I'm not about to cry. It's just that I'm so sleepy, I'm fighting to keep my eyelids open. So it just looked like I was about to cry. I'm really like... So the point of saying such is to say, if you young baby brews don't learn this, you can get tricked so easy. I want to encourage you all. You can go to... Let's do this real quick. Let me show you something. Let me show you something real quick. Let's pause that. All right. Community Scrolls, Dead Sea Scrolls, Community Rules. Right here. This is one of the most beautiful audios that I like to listen to. And the reason being is because it's so comprehensible. It's so understandable. It's if you do this, you get this many violations. If you do that, you get this many violations. But it's also got some other beautiful prophecies in it too. So I want everybody to know about this because once you see it and you get it for yourself, you literally can sit back and listen to it in the process of you're gonna learn and it's gonna be enjoyable. All right. So here's some homework for beforehand. All right. Shalom, Kwame Asheral. I see you. I appreciate you. All right. Boom. There you go. When you get a chance, click that link and listen to that. That file is gonna bless you. All right. I have to get some rest. I'm gonna say Yabaraka Kum, Yahweh Bahasham, Hamashiach Yahushai. It was a blessing just even being on with you all for a little bit. If anything, I'm gonna go to sleep now because now I'm just so sleepy. All right. Kwame Asherala. Yabaraka Yamashim Never come. Bar and Grill.